Hey, everybody. Good morning. I wanted to come on this morning with a couple of tips for you before I went off and did the rest of my day because I have an important message for you this morning. So, here is the thing: the way that you show up on video, either in your courses or even in something like this, like a Facebook Live, the background that you have actually matters. Right. And so, one of the things I've been working a lot with my students on is how you show up as an attractive character, right? So part of your message is who are you serving and what outcome can you get for them, right? What's the transformation? But what starts to happen as you have your course, as you get your sales messaging dialed in, is that you want to attract people to you. And so the way that you attract people to you is by getting your message out there, right? And by showing up. And so what happens is when we're doing this in person, it's really easy for us to show up as our energetic selves. So people get a sense of what our personality is as they start to be drawn to us, right? So if you're doing a program on, I don't know, fitness or education or something like that, or fitness or exercise or something like that, then you're not going to show up in a suit and tie, right? You're going to show up in your workout clothes because you are ready to go and you are ready to have people resonate with what your message is. And so you're going to be congruent with that, the way that you're dressed, right? Um, and so that is the same if you show up with people in person or you show up online. But what tends to happen is when you're doing videos, sort of forget that, right? So you just get up and you do your video, and your background or your sort of presence doesn't match that. So I have 3 tips for you today to really think through this. One is, first of all, you want to definitely think about your level of energy and how you want to bring that forward to attract people. Are you more reserved, quiet, or serious? Well, then that's the way that you want to show up because you want to attract those people. You don't want to attract people who are, super like wild and energetic, who then like go, well, I don't connect with this person, right? So you want to show up that way. So that's the first thing, is really show up on camera, on Zoom, in your virtual environment as much as you would show up in your online environment with your personality. Make it shine. Then the second thing is make sure that your personality is coming across in not only how you're showing up and what you're saying, but what's surrounding you, right? Again, going back to the exercise fitness person, you're not going to show up in like a super serious office with tons of books and like dark brown wood and all of that, right? Or you're not going to show up without any background. So often I see people get on video and they just have like nothing in the background, maybe a lamp, but that's it. So how do people see what your personality is and what you're going to bring to the table? Make that part of your environment. So sometimes people say, well, Tara, I don't have anywhere to do video. Well, find somewhere, right? Like there's always somewhere. I do see a lot of people doing video in their bedrooms. And here's the thing, you guys, like nobody, if you are a legit business and you are selling your thing, especially if you're selling it at the price point that we're talking about, don't do videos in your bedroom, right? Or if you're going to do video in your bedroom, get a green screen or get they have a million different options where you can, if you don't want to do a green screen, you can get like an actual fabric screen that you can put up behind you, and it just covers, see where we are here on video, it just covers where you are in video. You can attach it to your chair, you can attach it to a contraption thing, maybe $50 total, right? Or go to the store, get a sheet, put the sheet up behind you, so at least you have a plain background, right? There's nothing, in my opinion, there's nothing more telling about where somebody is in business if they're broadcasting from their bedroom and you can see their bed behind them, you can see their dresser. Come on. Like you can find somewhere in your house or your apartment, or even if you live in a studio, go to a different wall and make it interesting, right? A great example of this is there is a woman, a colleague of mine, who her theme is more like sort of like race car-ish, right? So very much like like the silver and the textures, and she has a background that matches that. So it's just a fabric background that she puts up. So even if she's traveling, she can put it up and she's got the same background in all of her videos. That matches her brand, that matches her theme of how she wants to show up, right? And on the flip side, I was working with, it was a really high-end coaching program. And one of the coaches showed up and literally, like, you're in his kitchen with dirty dishes, and the closet door is open so you can see all the junk in the closet, and it's like, well, how am I supposed to take advice from this person who, I don't know, I mean, doesn't seem to be at the level that that I am trying to aspire to. So your background really makes a big difference, right? What you have, what you place in your background matters. It doesn't have to be, this crazy perfect thing, but it makes a huge difference. And it matches, and it should match your brand, right? It should match how you want to show up. If you want to show up with like piles of laundry, right? And just crap behind you, great. Maybe that's part of your brand, right? Maybe you're a mompreneur and you're showing that you can work and have all of these kids and all of this stuff, going on with you. Great. That's perfect. Then show all of that stuff, right? But if you're, teaching people how to elevate their status in a business, get more sales, or, actually do something from a high level business perspective, probably that's not the way that you want to show up. So what you have behind you matters. And I will also say, from the third thing is, so kind of, how you're showing up, you want to be standing. First of all, I didn't mention that earlier, but that's super important. When you are doing videos, always stand up, because when you are sitting, your energy is different, right? So stand up so you can move around. Like, you can move in this whole area, which is what you would do if you were presenting on stage in a live environment, right? It's the same thing. You want to show up with that level of energy. If you had all sorts of people in front of you watching you present, even in a regular live video. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, pay attention to what you have in the background, right? Don't have a big mess in the background. Don't have stuff all over the place. Be strategic in terms of what you have in your background. Now, I will tell you that I am in my home office, and I go back and forth in terms of where I'm doing video in my home office. But this is a corner that I have kind of designated as, here's my desk. My desk is right here, and then here is where I do video. I have a little, kind of motivational saying, and then I've got some stuff behind me where, this counter gets really cluttered a lot, right? But I take it off before I'm going to do video, so it doesn't look like it's so cluttered. Now, in fact, I have this cord here, which I typically wouldn't have, or I would hide it with my body, right? But the color, the lighting, the just the things in the background enhance what you are saying. So again, if you have nothing in your background right now, guess what? Maybe that's who you're going to start attracting, because they can't get a sense of your personality. They can't get a sense of who you are on camera, because you're not giving it to them, right? You're not giving them enough of your personality to make it shine through to attract them to you, right? So that's super critical. So that's the second thing. And the third thing is really how you're connecting with your people on camera. And this is super important, because so often what happens is we get distracted by all the things that are happening, and we're looking all over, and we're not thinking about the person that's on the other side of the camera that we are speaking to, right? So we really want to emotionally connect with the person that we're speaking to. And that means really imagining that they're actually sitting in front of you, right? You're not looking into a camera. You're actually looking in and going into the living room or the office or wherever that person is, and connecting with them with your message. And so the more that you can do that, the better off you're going to be. So my tip for this, and I learned this from somebody who does film all the time, is to really think about that person that you are connecting with on the video that you're making, and then like lean into that, right? Like have emotion around connecting with that person. It's not about seeing what you look like on camera, right? It's about literally looking at that person and helping them with whatever you're teaching, whatever you're sharing with them, whatever you're showing with them, or you're showing them, as if they're sitting in front of you. And that's what's going to make being on camera so much easier. So there you go. Those are my 3 tips for today. Is that the way that you show up on video is sometimes about what you're saying, but more often than not, it's really about all of the pieces within the video that make a huge difference. All right, there you go. That was my tip for today. Have an awesome day. I am off, and I will talk to you all later. If you have any comments about this video, please add them. It'd be great to have an awesome dialogue about this. What's worked for you? What hasn't worked for you? What does your background look like, right? Let's find some awesome backgrounds. Maybe take a picture of your background so everyone can see your setup and what you're doing. Or if you want help from everybody in the group who's like, I don't know, is my background good? Does it match what I'm doing or not? Right? Add that in too. All right, there you go. Have a good one.